Hi, I'm Frank Latino. As sure as the sky is a beautiful blue, the story I'm about to tell you is so really very true. The world was once a burning ball, flying through space and speeding as if it was trying to win a wild, crazy race. And here's the story. My great-great-grandfather was not a fish. My great-great-grandfather was not a fish. Billions of miles far out in the universe, one of the stars, many million times bigger than our sun, started to expand and swell and tremor and quake, and then all of a sudden it exploded. Bang! A tremendous, enormous explosion that shattered the star into billions of segments that shot out like rockets in every direction. And these burning sections of molten rock of all sizes, some even bigger than the state of Texas, we call the meteors, traveling through space at tremendous speeds. A great number of these meteors traveled close enough to a planet to get caught up in that planet's gravitational pull, and therefore it would crash into that planet, causing huge craters. And God made this all happen. Come, let's look at the story. God took this planet that was now burning and slowed it down from the extreme speed that it was turning. Then he cooled it off and filled the oceans, all the oceans, with cold water. He put lots of fish in them, all sizes and really different shapes. Well, sorta. Most of all, these fish just swam around, but some jumped up to see the ground. So God asked them if they would like to go on to the land, and they said, "If we could, my God, that really would be so grand." So he told one fish to get on the land. "You'll have to jump up farther." And that fish did jump, and he landed on the ground. But this fish, now on the ground, all he could do was flip around. So God gave him some legs for him to walk around. So that fish with his legs suddenly found that he could get up right off the ground. Now that fish with these legs did go jump up and run around. He danced and danced and even did a jog. And when he tired, he rested on a log. And soon he became a really cute little frog. Some people may find this story is quite amusing, while some may find it a bit confusing. While others may think this tale is odd, the real truth is every word and thought that's here does come from God. If you came in a bit too late, please state, and I will, just for you, reiterate. Reiterate is such a big word, but it simply means to repeat. So this story now I will repeat, because this tale you'll hear is so really very neat. This fish first became a frog, and then a dog, and then a hog. And maybe even a horse, and so on, because this was God's great idea, of course. God then made the donkey monkey, and then he made an ape, as this was all part of his great plan, because after that ape, then God made his first brand new man. To view this man, God made him twirl, and then pleased with man, then for this man, God made a pretty girl. Then God was now to lead them right into his beautiful and special Garden of Eden. My great-great-grandfather was not a fish. If you could meet him, if I could meet him, is what I wish. In heaven, I'm sure he still is there, and my hope in heaven is what we'd share. My great-great-granddad is really a special man because he was part of God's special plan. My friend, this is what I really do believe, because after Adam, God then made Eve. Many, many years before, God made all of the animals by the score, and then he made so many more. A fish is how God made his start, and with his change, he gave them all a different heart. Now it was the animals that did evolve. From a fish to an ape, they changed their shape, and along with their guise, they changed their size. Even as wine does come to us from the sweetest grape, these animals did change their size and even their shape. But every change these animals made was really because God's hand on them was surely laid. Never confuse animals with man. It's atheists that say man came from the ape. It just happened, they say, there was no plan. But this thought of theirs really does stink, because they have never found and never will find that missing link. God set man over animals as this was his domain. He never intended animals and man to ever be the same. God also gave man a conscience and his own free will. Thus he could be pure and good, or wicked and garner so much shame, as it was with Abel's brother. You know, his name was Cain. But good people, you can rejoice in joy and glory, because I know this is the absolute sure and the really true evolution story. So God made it all, every rock, all the grass and every tree, and he helped that fish swim, then jump up right out of the sea. Evolution did not happen all by itself. It could never happen without God's help. As God helped them all to evolve, some did come out well kind of strange. So it was up to God. It was his problem to solve, to correct or solve. And then when he did, he made them all change. So if God did not help that fish to jump up right onto the ground, we all would be still in that great big sea just swimming around. Maybe we would be as small as a minnow or as large as the biggest white whale. But this is for sure. We would only be able to swim around in our scaly fish tail. Dear reader, I hope this book has told you facts that perhaps you never knew. But I promise you these facts that's told here are really so very true. As we hope our sky remains a clear and bright blue, I praise that God will now and forever place his blessings right on you. And now the time has come when we must say goodbye, my friend, when we must part, because sadly to say this, but we have come to the end, the very end. Now that you've seen my mock-up book, I'm really looking for an artist, a fine artist, that can do the artwork and illustrate the book. And please, if you feel you can help me, please contact kidsbook45@yahoo.com. Thank you.